Hi everyone, my name is Miss Lauren and I work at the East Regional Library as a children's programmer. Welcome to week 2 of our programs to go for the summer's Tales and Tales. This week we're going to be doing STEM Safari. In your programs to go bag, you're going to have everything that you need for 3 different experiments. I'm going to walk you through each experiment one by one. The first experiment we're going to do is the blubber experiment, and it's all about how blubber keeps animals warm. Inside your bag, you're going to have 2 Ziploc bags, one empty and one with a half stick of butter. Now the first step you're going to do is take some ice water. You'll need to have that at home, and 2 small bowls. You're gonna pour the ice water into each small bowl to simulate the oceans in the Arctic when they get really cold. The next step is you're gonna take your butter bag with a half stick of butter. You're gonna unwrap the butter. Be careful, it's going to be very soft. And you're gonna place it back into your Ziploc bag. It's okay if your fingers get a little messy, that's part of the fun. And it'll be soft enough that you can mush it around just like this. This will be your blubber. The Ziploc bags are supposed to represent the animal's skin. So you're gonna have one Ziploc bag with no blubber in it and one with blubber. Now you're gonna take the index finger of your left hand and wrap it in just the empty Ziploc bag as if it's just skin and stick it into the ice water. Notice the temperature. See how cold it is, or is it warm? Next, we're gonna take the index finger from the right hand and we're gonna stick it underneath our Ziploc bag and kind of wrap that blubber, making sure the blubber covers your finger all the way around it. Now take that blubber finger and dip it into the ice water. Do you notice a difference between your first finger and your second? Which one's cooler and which one is warmer? Does the blubber bag help you to stay a little bit warmer in that ice cold water? These are some of the things that you can ask yourself. How does blubber keep animals warmer in the cold water? Thank you so much for helping me with this activity. Now let's move on to the next. Okay guys, on to our next experiment, which is the penguin slide experiment. It's super cool. Inside your programs to go bag for this one, you're gonna have 2 penguin cutouts. It's a little picture of a penguin sliding on his belly. You'll have 2 of those. You will need from home a cookie sheet, some ice cubes, some Scotch tape, and some other textures to add to your surface later on. You can use sugar, sand, flour, whatever you like. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take 2 ice cubes and we're going to use, and it's going to slide around, it's kind of fun. We're going to use our tape to tape on the picture of our penguin onto the top. Don't worry if it gets wet, it's going to happen, but this is just to make it a little bit more fun watching them slide. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is, for the purposes of at home, you can hold your cookie sheet up with your hands just at a slight angle, but for you guys to see this on camera, I'm gonna prop it up on my little gadget here. Now, we're gonna hold the penguin at the top of the cookie sheet and see how fast, or if it slides at all the way to the bottom. Oh, it went all the way to the bottom, and you can see the penguin already fell off, but that's okay. See how quickly it slid? Now, for the next part of our experiment, I'm gonna add some sugar to our cookie sheet. And like I said before, you can add sand, you can add flour, varying textures just to see how it affects the slide of your penguin. Okay, let's take out our penguin again. You can attach it with tape or just hold it down. And let's see if it adds any friction to the slide. Ah! This is kind of why it's fun, guys. It's slippery. Do you see how it's sliding a little bit slower? It's kind of stuck. Now if I raise it at a higher angle, it's gonna go down a little faster. But that shows you the differences between the different textures on the ground and the friction that it causes for our penguin slide. So you can keep adding textures, keep adding ice, have some fun with it. Just make sure you clean up after yourselves when you're done. On to the next experiment. For our third and final experiment, it's the webbed foot experiment, all about how ducks swim with webbed feet. Have you ever noticed that there's skin between their toes? Why do you think they have that? It's called webbing. It's to help them to become faster, more efficient swimmers. Inside your bag, you're gonna have 2 orange socks, and you're also gonna have 2 Ziploc bags, so that way we can simulate having webbed toes or fingers. For the purpose of this activity, I'm going to show you using one hand. Now at home, you're either gonna need a container of water, or I even recommend doing this outside in your kiddie pool or even in the bathtub, because it could get a little messy. Basically, right now I'm going to show you, you can see when I dip my hand into the body of water, using my fingers all separated, you can see how the water is moving. Now with the other hand, I'm going to open the Ziploc bag, stick my hand in, keeping my fingers separated, take a sock, and stick this Ziploc covered hand inside of it. That is my webbed duck foot. Now I'm going to place it in the water, and you can feel the difference and you can see how much quicker and more efficiently a duck could swim by looking at how fast the water is moving. Let's watch one more time. Without the webbing, with the webbing. Kind of like when you use flippers when you're swimming in your swimming pool. And that is exactly how a duck swims, and it helps them in their environment to catch food quicker and just to survive at a better rate. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us for our summer reading STEM Safari experiments. Look for us next week for our next programs to go. Have a great summer.